So Sharon, congratulations. This is your 10th Emmy nomination.
10th.
That's incredible.
It's very encouraging. Yeah, I'm still getting used to it. I've been talking about it a lot today.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of hard to believe. You know, it's been 40. I started in this business 40 years ago.
Wow.
And I never counted until somebody reminded me that if I ever got nominated again, it would be 10. And so when Lee, my publicist, called me and said, "Is this my Emmy-nominated client?" I'll always remember. It was just very, very heady. I like being nominated.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not ashamed to say that.
I think it's wonderful.
It's nice to have your work acknowledged by people who do the same work you do. And the nomination is voted on by the entire Academy.
Wow.
The winner is voted on by just an arbitrary panel. No, I'm just kidding. But it's then down to the blue ribbon panel, it's called. And those 10 people will then decide who gets it that year.
Wow.
It's very, very nice. It's been a long time.
Can you remember your first one? What was that for?
You never forget.
You never forget your first.
Your first nomination?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Kagan and Lacey.
Yeah.
And I was so naive in those days. I thought, well, if they nominated me, they must want me.
Yeah.
I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And went to Tyne daily. And went to Tyne for the next 2 years, for 3 years in a row.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Tyne, excuse me, makes me cough. No. For 3 years, Tyne won it.
Wow.
And I got really good at being gracious. I mean, I had it down.
Yeah, you had to practice.
You're right. And then the 4th and 5th year, I won it. And then the 6th year, both Tyne and I thought it would go back to me, so we tied, but it went back to her. But in those days, while we were on the air, no other actress won it. And it's not because we're so fabulous. In those days, we had the material.
Yeah.
You know, they were writing, the only people who were writing for women were Kagan and Lacey.
Yeah, you were so far ahead of your time. Really?
Yes, I don't think we knew that at the
Yeah.
time. I mean, you do your work, and sometimes nice things happen as a result of it. And that's how this is here for me on Burn Notice. I just, you don't think about it. I know the topic is nominations right now, but you don't think about it when you're doing the work.
Yeah.
Not at all. And it's like a little present.
Did you have any reservations about going back to a TV series?
No,
No?
I love, my idea of Orgasmic is a hit TV show.
Yeah. Oh,
I was raised on television. I was a Universal contract player, and that's how I was trained. It was the biggest television studio in the world when I was there. So all the contract players were used in television. I've stayed in, I think this is also my 10th series.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm very comfortable in the format. I don't mind working long hours. It's just how I was trained.
Yeah.
Most actresses have the benefit of being trained on stage, and I was born and raised in Hollywood, and the studio was just down the street.
That's great. This is just like going home.
Yeah. And here we are. This is all,
Yeah.
Isn't this all Universal today? Universal?
Yeah.
NBC?
Yeah.
I am home again.
Now, the role that you play is so crucial to the success of the series, I think, because you're such a wonderful emotional balance to Michael.
Thank you.
And your character gives such insight into him. Tell me a little bit about how your character has changed since the beginning.
Well, she's more knowledgeable now. She didn't know where he had been for 10 years. She didn't know what he did. And she was totally in the dark. But she knew her boy. She always knew how to get to him. And eventually, they needed her. They needed her help sometimes. Or she was also the person that the bad guys would use as a threat. They would harm her if he didn't, because they knew where she lived. And eventually, it started coming out. But I think emotionally, she is the grounding force for Michael, especially. funny. I love the way Matt Nix has written her. I mean, she's very smart. Even though she was uninformed, didn't mean she was stupid. She just didn't understand, didn't know. And she can use her smarts to help him sometimes, and she uses it to manipulate him too.
What do you think about his relationship with his longtime sort of girlfriend?
Fiona?
Yes.
Beautifully played by Gabrielle.
Oh, she's just fantastic.
Most beautiful woman on television.
She is.
She's flawless. I mean, flawless. My character, I mean, obviously, Sharon, I love to watch them together, but my character, Madeline, loves her and wants Michael to commit, but she knows he has a problem with that. And I think she feels his background was sometimes an abusive one as a child. The father beat the children, and sometimes she couldn't protect him. Yeah. And he came out the damaged one because he was the older boy, the older son. But still, she still knows how to get to him. There's guilt there, and sometimes it's thrown at her. Mm-hmm. But she's still there for him. And she adores Fiona. Adores Fiona. I have a line that's coming up next week where she sees a baby carriage in Fiona's apartment. I don't know how it fits into the story because I just read my part. I'll find out next week. But I said, "What is this?" And she said, "There are no babies." And she said, I don't have baby on the brain." She said, I know my son, and he is not ready to raise a family, have children. Yeah. And I thought it was kind of cool because most mothers want, they want grandchildren. And this mother knows, my boy is not ready to have anybody in his life.
That's interesting.